everybody. Welcome to the brand spanking new IG Arena here in Nagoya. This is the B.LEAGUE, and we are going to watch the battle between Nagoya Diamond Dolphins and LEVANGA Hokkaido. This IG Arena, spectacular. Of course, B.LEAGUE Premier coming up next year, and this is a perfect warm-up season here for the Diamond Dolphins as they get ready to go into that campaign. Of course, hopes high that they will go in next year on the back of a strong season, try to make it to the playoffs. And let's be honest, folks, if you can squeeze 17,000 fans into this arena, that is something else. But here are the teams for the B.LEAGUE season, and 2025-2026, which one is going to go all the way? Will it be Utsuni of Rex again for the second time in a row? And also the B2, which of these teams is going to make it not only to the playoffs, but will end up lifting the trophy? Well, Japan basketball has been on a high. Certainly Hokkaido come here with an improved team. We expect to be really good. Dwight Ramos, the Filipino international, Kevin Jones stands out, as does Rin Shinatami, but also Jalil Okafor, their new signing, and of course the Japan national team star Kasei Tomiyaga, who brings some firepower to the team in Sapporo. There he is, Tomiyaga, taking a sip of water before the game, wears number 30. Okafor, of course, prominent player, played in Duke, played in the NBA, played for Nigeria's national team at the Tokyo Olympics, and Torsten Leibel, the head coach. That's another big change for this team. The German taking the helm of this team, and of course he has had some success as well coaching 3x3 basketball here in Japan, but this is a different situation. But all eyes on Kasei Tomiyaga here, especially if you're from LEVANGA, if you're a fan of this team. There's no player, I would suggest, in Japan that has a bigger personality than Kasei Tomiyaga. He looks to engage opponents, to get inside their heads. All very competitive nature, but also a lot of fun to watch him play. He's going to get up a lot of shots, and if he gets hot, there's not many players that are better. Basketball catching the imagination of so many young people here. More and more boys and girls playing the game. You see Keita Imamura for Nagoya. His numbers from last season, and a player that they will be relying heavily on. So maybe those two players will be the ones that take center stage today at the IG Arena. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, plenty of firepower in this team as well. Saito, Isaiah Murphy, Aaron Henry, Kyle Richardson, and also Scott Etherton, one of the big players in this team. Harimoto, Kensi Harimoto coming off the bench, as does Keita Imamura. So some serious firepower coming off the bench, as well as Alan Williams, who's back with this team for the second time, having had a brief sojourn to Korea. So here's the pregame, the excitement, and a lot of the success of the B.LEAGUE is how they've been able to sell themselves. The fans certainly captures the imagination, and look at the crowd, how they're also participating in the pregame, carrying the torches. scoring team, fourth highest scoring team last season, but Saito, Murphy, and Henry, Richardson, and Etherton will be in the starting five. Murphy coming out, getting his big opportunity there, and Henry needs no introduction. Kyle Richardson, as well as Etherton, who's back with the Diamond Dolphins. And the head coach, Sean Dennis. Joins this team from Fighting Eagles, Nagoya, so hasn't had to go far for his new club.
ただいまより国歌読書を行います。
Excited about the opportunity
本日の国歌読書を務めていただくのは 福岡県出
Diamond
身
Dolphins team.
俳優であり元オリンピック競泳日本代表の藤本隆弘さんです。1988年ソウル、92年バルセロナオリンピックに出場し、個人メドレーで日本人初の決勝進出を果たしました。引退後は俳優に転身し、大河ドラマ「坂の上の雲」、朝ドラ「花子とアン」、そしてミュージカル「アニー」のボーバックス役など数々の作品で活躍されています。本日は名古屋ダイヤモンドドルフィンズ新社長の東野と大学時代からのご友人というご縁で、この特別な場で国歌読書を務めていただきます。それでは皆様、ご起立の上、国歌斉唱にご参加ください。
So we'll listen to these, this beautiful, beautiful anthem.
藤本様、よろしくお願いいたします。
君が代は潮にや千代にさざれ石の岩を隣て苔のむすまで
藤本様、皆様ありがとうございました。ご着席ください。
Well, that's a nice way to introduce this IG Arena
All right, basketball fans.
to the crowd. So again, the starting fives for today's game: Kyle Richardson, who's joined from Hokkaido, Etherton, Henry, who I said with Fighting Eagles, Nagoya, Murphy, and Saito. And you got Shimatani, Dwight Ramos, Tomiyaga, Kevin Jones, and Jalil Okafor in the starting five for LEVANGA. Referees, Yuki Kubo, Joe Tojo, and Yusuke there is getting the call. And we're about ready to start. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We are underway here at the IG Arena. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins hosting Hokkaido, LEVANGA. Tomiyaga's first turnover of the season. And quickly the other way. And the bucket is good for the Diamond Dolphins. And it's Murphy. Great start. Here's Tomiyaga. Hands it over to Ramos. Pump fake comes in on the baseline. And Jones goes up for the easy one. Long three from Saito. Richardson with, or rather Jalil Okafor gets it back over to his teammate. Tomiyaga goes in and Edmonton swoops in for the rebound. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Nagoya basketball. So Jalil Okafor picks up his first. 3-2, Nagoya on top. And driving in, oh, missing the wide open layup. And quickly the other way, they're punished with Tomiyaga laying it up and in. So Saito had the wide open one. Here he is again. Henry shaking, a little bit of bacon. Going in and missing. Drive with Richardson. Oh, dangerous pass. And they get over just in the nick of time. Definitely was the man of the moment. Tomiyaga, all eyes on him, the big signing for Hokkaido. And Dwight Ramos, now veteran in this team, missing. Quickly up the floor goes Etherton, fouled as he goes up for the basketball. He is catching it off the floor, and maybe a little fortunate to get to the free throw line. So Kevin Jones picks up his foul. Etherton makes the first. I mean, this is an awesome sight. You know, it's not only the fact that you've got, looks like full house today, 17,000, but everybody's wearing red. We've got a few Scott Etherton fans in the house. So the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins go back in front. Shimatani gets into the lane, puts it up and in. Nice play by Ren Shimatani. Saito takes it right the other way. Nobody meets him. There's Hokkaido now trail Nagoya. These two teams feeling each other out here at the beginning of this game. Okafor, his pass tapped, but he gets to Tomiyaga. Tomiyaga, step back. And then gets back, he gets the steal, careless pass. Here's Tomiyaga. Oh. Tomiyaga a little bit out of kilter here at the start of this game. Shimatani picks up the foul.
Now at number change, number 3, Taketo Gato. Number 3,
Imamura checks in as well as we look back at the replay here of Saito's layup. Saito goes out. Tani picks up his first foul. Imamura, definitely one of the favorites. Kato also in the game for the Diamond Dolphins. Ball move getting into the lane, but missing was Henry. They make a mistake, leaving wide open out on the wing. And Dwight Ramos, that's asking for trouble. There's one thing the Gilas man can do, he can knock down open jump shots. Ooh, now a mistake on the other end, but LEVANGA escaped without giving up the 3 points. That's Kato's first miss. Alan Williams checks into the game. Williams, a very big body. Here's the turnover. Get on the ground. Oh, nice no look. And going up and scoring was Aaron Henry. Nice job passing. Quickly the other way, Tomiyaga. Dwight Ramos again from the wing, that's off. So LEVANGA starting a little cold here, especially Tomiyaga. Can't seem to get it to go, and it's one of these situations. I know that he's telling the referee that he got fouled. Watch this. This is him losing it and leading to the fast break. So it's been a tough start for Tomiyaga. But the thing about Tomiyaga is you kind of have to ride through his cold spells to get to his hot spell, and then once he sees the ball go in the basket, look out. So Keita Imamura picks up his first foul. Chiba checks into the game for the first time. Hoshino also in the game for LEVANGA, number 14. Here's Chiba. Chiba drives in, gets the shot up. Imamura, little pass. Wraparound, and missing was Kyle Richardson.
Now number change, number 43, Scott Edgerton. Number 4, Kiyo Ozawa.
Ozawa checks into the game for the first time. Nice bounce pass. Great defense, rim protection from Williams. Wide open three. And the foul has been called. So also in the game, Harar. John Harar. He is number 21 for LEVANGA. And the foul called on Williams. That's his first. And Harar goes to the stripe. And front and back stays out. "26 years of age. Played his college basketball at Penn State. And makes one of two. From the B.LEAGUE, plays B2 with Shizuoka Viltex. Here's Esteban down low to Williams. Interesting. Harar played his college basketball at Penn State. Of course, that's where Japan's national team coach Tom Kovacs played his basketball. Here's a little turnaround. So, Harar picks up his first foul. Williams into the paint, little turnaround. How about that soft touch for the big fella? And just with that move right there, you can see why Nagoya Diamond Dolphins were more than happy that Alan Williams wanted to come back and play in Japan. Having spent a year in Korea. Ooh, little turn, little trouble. Back outside from the wing. Good offensive rebound. Ramos plays a little bit bigger than he looks, to be honest. Here he is getting up on the baseline, and shot clock was winding down. Good hustle back to stop the fast break, but the Diamond Dolphins keep it. Etherton is back to the basket. Gonna be tough to stop. Oh, look at the footwork. Oh, then he gets blocked right at the end by Harar. Great defense, great awareness by Harar. And Etherton, I think, caught by surprise. But he's gonna have an easy layup. Watch this. And Harar comes over and just times his jump perfectly, blocks it with his left hand. And then Etherton picks up the foul to add insult. Saito's back in the game. Also, Sakino checks into the game. Jorge Sakino, solid player. Oh, what rim protection that was from Williams. Sending a Chiba's shot out of bounds. And this is where, if you are a Chiba, you got to know who you're going up against. Okafor back in. Oh, what a play! Ichiba. Forget what I said, just get him up. Making that shot with his left hand while falling down. Now Williams has it, and he is held down low by Ichiba. Ichiba's exciting. Only 22 years of age. And Ozawa almost makes it off the backboard. Williams gets the rebound, and look at Etherton going up, and he misses. Oh. And then it's going to be Saito that scores at the end, so the smallest guy ends up getting the basketball in the hoop. Whistle blows and the foul. Good job, Sakino. Putting the pressure on. Great job getting the contact and then getting the shot up against Keita Imamura, who picks up his second foul. Is going to go sit down. Chiba, while we see Sakino take his free throws, Chiba, remember, has joined this team from Koshigaya, where he appeared in 19 games last season. Averaged just over 6 points per game. So, shot it not great from three-point range, but 28.6%. So Tomiyaga taking a seat, trying to push the reset button. Shot. Aaron Henry. Well, that is asking for trouble, leaving him open. Gets it up and misses. Williams, great job crashing the boards. Saito gets it off just in time, gets it across rather, and there is Williams fouled by Jalil Okafor. Kyle Richardson, excuse me. So it's Kyle Richardson going to the line. Trevor Jones back in the game for LEVANGA Hokkaido. As is Kasei Tomiyaga. Richardson misses the first. He averaged 10.8 points per game last season for Koshigaya. About 68% from the line. The 34-year-old makes the second. It's a 3-point lead for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. Okafor showing the handles, getting it inside and scoring. That was a nice move. Oh, good handles. Now the three-point shot from Saito. 7 points already for the point guard. Okafor's got to watch clearing out. Here he is, getting it down low, and nice little turnaround on the baseline. That is a very promising shot right there. It's one thing to make the move, but you got to make the shot, and he got nothing but net. Sean Dennis pacing there in front of the Diamond Dolphins bench. Wanted to get some execution here. Oh, nice play, Saito. Little hesitation. 9 points. Well, if everybody piled into the arena today, expecting to see a big game from that guy right there, Tomiyaga, what they're seeing is a big game from his opposite, Saito, who has 9 points as Nagoya Diamond Dolphins lead at 22-18 over LEVANGA Hokkaido. Well, one of the stories of this game so far, just 1 of 7 from three-point range for LEVANGA Hokkaido, 3 of 7 for the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, including that late one from Saito. And for the LEVANGA Hokkaido team, just 1 of 5 from the floor so far for Kasei Tomiyaga. He's got the 2 points, but remember, it's a long game. Tomiyaga played the rave reviews with Nebraska and American college basketball. Of course, he had that huge debut for the Japan national team back in Jakarta a few years ago. Here's Okafor getting a look. Well, you can expect big things from Okafor for this team. Of course, he spent a lot of time in the NBA. Third overall pick back in 2015 by Philadelphia. He spent a couple of seasons with Sixers and a season with Brooklyn, and a couple of seasons with New Orleans, in Detroit, a season, leaving in 2021. And since then, it's been journeyman status around the world, playing in China, Mexico City, Spain, back to China, Puerto Rico, back to America, played for the Pacers some last season. Now here he is in Japan at 29 years of age, so still a lot of juice in the tank for him. Saito missing as we get underway here in the second quarter, and Tomiyaga with the rebound. And really, if you are Tomiyaga, it's not to suggest he's going to struggle for the rest of the game, but one thing you can control is your effort on defense and making a difference. And here he is, you can see Murphy giving Tomiyaga a bump. So he will be relishing the challenge of guarding Tomiyaga. Runs into Okafor. Tomiyaga wanting to get it to go down from deep, and here he is turning it over again. Aaron Henry. Oh, the jam. And Tomiyaga, boy, they have scouted him well. Sean Dennis. He's got to get rid of the basketball if the double team comes. There's a couple of times where he's turned it over and it's led to points. And now this time, the ball thrown out of bounds. And we've got a timeout. And Tomiyaga just has to, again, push the reset button. Definitely not the start that he was looking for, nor the start that LEVANGA were expecting from Tomiyaga. Where you can't, if you turn the ball over at that right there, that part of the floor, you can just kiss it goodbye. The other team's going to go down, punish you, points off turnovers. That's a big stat in any game. So Torsten Leibel, the head coach, talking to the team. Remember, he led Japan to the 3x3 under 23 World Championship 6 years ago. Well, Henry's looking like he's been a good pickup for this team. Out to the wing, and it's Murphy who hit a three earlier, but not this time. Dwight Ramos. Oh, almost turned it over. Get it to the point guard. Ramos spins. Oh, banks it in. Gotta wonder if that's what he wanted to do. He'll take it, especially when you're struggling a little bit on offense. LEVANGA Hokkaido will take that. Here's Henry. Pulling up just inside the stripe, missing. Okafor, is he gonna go to work? The help is gonna be there. Tiny keeps it and gets it up. Nice play. And that's what you have to do. The double team comes, somebody's got to be open. And Shimatani gets his second bucket. Entry pass, and Williams. How about that? And one for Richardson. And one coming for Kyle Richardson. Kyle Richardson and Alan Williams, especially if they're both going to be in the game as they are right now. That is a formidable front court. Also with Etherton, I'm curious if Coach Dennis is going to play all three, and right now he's got Imamura in. So Etherton catching his breath.
Now by number change, number 8, Tekis Hanamoto.
Here's Okafor going up against Williams. Nice footwork from Okafor. Almost had a chance for a three-point play, but he'll take the 2 free throws. So second foul on Alan Williams, who again played for Goyang Sono's Sky Gunners last season. And Jalil Okafor goes to the line and rattles in the first. Now you think about a player like Okafor, would like to be in the NBA, but also one of the benefits to a player whose stature is he's able to go anywhere really in the world and play basketball. And you have to say that, oh, Morzani's going to check into the game for the first time. And he comes in for Tomiyaga. So taking one left-handed shooter out for another. But yeah, Okafor taking advantage of his basketball talent to see the world. Nice bounce pass. And Williams missing it down low. Oh, great drive, looking for the foul, doesn't get it, Chuba. Now pushing the other way, Murphy. Oh my, Aaron Henry is stroking it. The former Fighting Eagles Nagoya star, 10 points. So he and Saito combined for 20, or 19 of the team's 30 points. Williams, quick rebound, the outlet over to Murphy. Imamura downtown, fouled, shooting the three. That is almost unforgivable. How in the world does Achiba foul Imamura that far away from the basket? And sure enough, he wanted to get the hand in the face, and Imamura's shot, or rather his momentum, kind of carried him forward, and if that space is open when he takes off, then in front of him, as it was, and then he lands in that space, and he lands on the foot of the defender, then that's definitely going to be a foul. So Hoshino comes into the game, the 26-year-old back in for the second time for Levanga, as is Harar. And this is a difficult moment now for Levanga Hokkaido. They're already down by 6 points. So Imamura goes to the strike and makes the first.
Two more shots.
Well, the Nagata Prefecture-born Imamura misses the second. Of course, used to play for Riku Golden Kings as a standout with that team. Second season with Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, Imamura. Already an 8-point lead. This Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team starting to get a little bit of separation. Now employing a 2-3 zone. Harar tried to get the pass out to the wing to Hoshino, and the ball was stolen. So Nagoya Diamond Dolphins looking to pile even more pressure on here. Williams goes down. I mean, Are you kidding me? Aaron Henry is just, this is his world and we're living in it right now. He's got 12 points. A foul called on Kato. Right now, this Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team, you can really feel, they can sense, they can move in for the kill right now against LEVANGA. Big possession. Dwight Ramos. Nice pump fake. Gets blocked. Excellent play by Henry. A little bit too deliberate there for Dwight Ramos. Oh, Williams comes in and did not look entirely comfortable taking that shot. Morizani. Here he is. Even more not going to give him an open look, so instead it's going to be Hoshino. And that is a player that you don't mind shooting the threes, but Hoshino missing from deep. And right now, this LEVANGA Hokkaido team is out of sorts. There's your standout player in the game, Henry, and that was a very savvy move to acquire Aaron Henry in this team. The timeout on the court. Turnovers have been an issue, and there, you can understand there might be a little bit of an adjustment period for Tomiyaga joining a new team, but you can't look for excuses. You got to be ready, and you have to be able to make adjustments. And if you're a pro, you got to be able to put the difficult starts behind you and just come back out. But like I said, one thing you can't control if you're Tomiyaga, if your offense isn't there, you can always play great defense. So Tomiyaga watching here in the second quarter is some of the guys coming off the bench, including Morizani, try to get the team back in the flow. Williams has it knocked out of his hands by Harad. Okafor is going to sit down. Kevin Jones comes back into the game. And Lival right now just looking for something positive. Three-point shot. Well, foul down low. Ozawa shooting it from deep. In fact, that foul was not on, that was on Hoshino with the push. Now an offensive foul. Hooking. Oh, on Williams. Yeah, definitely got in there and tried to tangle up.
Now a number change, number 34, Kyle Richardson.
That was definitely a foul. I'm not sure what Dennis is complaining about. Here's Kyle Richardson back into the game. Diamond Dolphins put the pressure on here. Chiba to get across midcourt, and he does. Or Hoshino, rather. Here's Morizani. Sakino. They need to attack the basket here. Sakino bounce pass ball, gets away from Harar. And Etherton goes in and scores. And once again, Levanga getting punished after a turnover. And the lead is now 12 points. That's what you need. You need to attack the basket. Hoshino does indeed. It's his first 2 points. Especially when you're struggling from outside. If there's a lot of pressure, there might be some opportunities to go to the basket. Imamura from a long way out misses everything. Tomiyaga back into the game. Let's see if he can finally get it going. Tomiyaga just with 2 points so far in his little over 9 minutes of action. And Jalil Okafor also back in the game to close out this first half. But again, we just saw the recipe for success is what Hoshino did the last time. He was able to get to the basket. Don't settle for the jumper. Double comes, nice play. He gets it down low. Oh, that was an absolute masterpiece from Okafor. Using all of his length. He didn't risk the charge, just kind of laid it up and in like a little finger roll. Etherton from downtown. And that's a couple of times now where the Diamond Dolphins have gone down and put up some long shots instead of attacking the basket. And Sekino avoids the charge.
Now a number change, number 11, Aaron Henry. Number 43, Scott Etherton. Number 2, Takumi Saito.
Nice job so far by those gentlemen with the whistles. Interesting, they're going to review this. I don't know if this is for an out of bounds. Maybe they think it should be their basketball. Oh yeah, it should be. It should be Nagoya's basketball. It went off of Sekino's left leg, watch. Some people do not like to use the challenge here, but I think it's a good idea because there's a little bit of momentum right now with Levanga, and if you can get the basketball back, get a chance to go down and score, you can kind of slow them down. And also, if it's an obvious mistake and you know you're going to get the basketball. So they do indeed give the basketball to Nagoya, and Sean Dennis is saying, why did you make the call right in the first place? But they're obviously not making a mistake on purpose, and that's why teams have been given the opportunity to challenge, because it gives them that opportunity to correct a mistake. The worst thing is when you use the challenge and you don't win it. Aaron Henry, another three, and this time, oh boy, that's probably one play where Hoshino should be glad that he stepped out of bounds, because if they don't blow the whistle there, he's going to give away a layup. You shouldn't save the basketball underneath the basket that your opponent is shooting at. That is what you call a no-no, or a cardinal sin. You really only do that if you're desperate at the end of the game, maybe. And here's an offensive foul. Wow. on Henry, pushing, trying to establish position. Look at this. Here he is, guarded by Sakino. And they called the push. Sakino. Picks up the dribble. Get rid of it. With Jones. Hoshino. Don't forget, drive, get a good shot. Nice play. Jones gets it deep, follows up the miss, puts it up and in. And sure enough, the momentum remains with LEVANGA, and for the first time in the game, you feel like LEVANGA Hokkaido have a better idea of how they want to attack. But on the other hand, I think Nagoya Diamond Dolphins have helped them out a little bit. Instead of using that obvious strength that they've got down low, they've started chucking up some threes, and it's allowed LEVANGA to regain possession and go back and score. Tomiyaga having a little bit of humble pie right now. And it's this kind of effort from Jones. And really, Henry probably should have rebounded that, did not. So again, Kevin Jones joining this team, having played for Sunraku Shibuya. He averaged 9.6 points per game last season. Shot it very well from deep, in fact. 49 for 131. 37.4% from three-point range. Okay, so Tomiyaga back in the game. Back with 6-point deficit for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins playing in the IG Arena. New facility, which is fantastic. Now that is much better. Draw up a play for arguably your best player and get him an open look. And Aaron Henry scores in the lane. Okafor. And the whistle blows once again. So that hold on Scott Etherson, he's going to have to exit. I know he's going to stay in. Isaiah Murphy comes into the game. And really the good news, the reason why that's a bad foul for Diamond Dolphins, it puts, the good news is for Hokkaido, they get to go to the line. Okafor looking like he has a very nice pickup for this LEVANGA Hokkaido team. And that will come as no surprise, considering his talent, his reputation. He's got all the tools, especially offensively. Saito at the strike. Saito is just a man for the big occasion. He really is. He's a great example, Saito, that basketball is not a game that that is always dominated by the big guys. Saito is Saito just 1.72 meters in height. Here's something that you may not know about him. So what does he like to do? He always likes to tie his, he puts on his basketball shoes, he likes to tie the left one first for good luck. Saito came into this season full of confidence after last season when he averaged 12.1 points per game, also 6.4 assists. He has definitely picked right up where he left off. Good job to get, oh boy, what a play. And Tomiyaga, no less, gets the easy one. So a real mistake there on that press. I think Sean Dennis is going to have another practice. Gotta have that last man back. Tomiyaga's bucket makes it a 6-point game, plus they should get the basketball back. Hokkaido, Saito again, this time off the front of the iron, and Okafor at the rebound. Plenty of time. Okafor decides to take it up the floor himself. Oh, he might go all the way. He does. He goes up and scores. He wanted the foul, they didn't get it. That is, boy, I tell you what, Okafor, it was interesting. Instead of giving the basketball to the guard, he wanted to make sure that he had the last shot. So he just took matters into his own hands, held on to it till the end, and scored to make it 40-36. So we are at halftime. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins on top of LEVANGA Hokkaido 40-36 here in the IG Arena.
All right, are you guys ready for the ladies? Please welcome Diamond Rouge!
1950愛知県産産声上げろ神戸町まるでイルカのよう泳いで輝くダイヤモンド D と IAMON DOLPHINS Yes ダイヤモンドフェンス奴の星もエンブレム強き者たちの集団不滅のシューターカプセルブラック集団1990 All Japan 連覇 JBL、NBL2016 B.LEAGUE 参戦伴う水色フェアウェイラジオゲリー石崎匠西地区 B1 タフな旅路2017中地区スター新ヘッドコーチ梶山慎吾31勝29敗中地君チャンピオンシップ掴んだ日クォーターファイナル消えた日201819タイトル電源高える両打長太郎にジャスティン・バーレル Don't forget ヒルトン・アームストロング CS クォーターファイナル琉球の前にまたハイハイとなる2019-20新型コロナウイルス感染拡大3月以降のリーグ戦中止となる全試合2020-21レオルドジェフ匠と神野が加入2021-22シャウンデネス先行就任スカコティシェンスーサン達也レイ You know what it is 2022-23モリスにあら戦力上がる2023-24西地区優勝クォーターファイナル突破セミファイナル夜あり1勝2敗のノックダウンに2024-25Z 影と消えたメイン全最後の夜あり年マナと涙のお別れピーストゥ夜あり永遠神風ドルファミセイエン2025-26現在新たな伝説の始まりだダイヤモンドドルフィンズ Are you ready 行くぞ IC アリーナ
なぜダイワファントラップが支持されるのか。
なぜダイワファントラップだと生み出せるのか。
なぜダイワファントラップは頼れるのか。
選ばれ続けて4兆円。3人に2人がスキーに追加。国内トップクラスのコンサルティング力。だからダイワファンドラップ。ファンドラップ。
選ぶなら
ダイワ証券。
60年以上にわたり日本の産業を支え続けてきたタマリック。国内初の宇宙ロケット、世界初の量産ハイブリッドカー開発など現在もさまざまな最先端プロジェクトに参画。これまでもそしてこれからも社会の変革に貢献しチャレンジを続けていく。未来に向けさらなる発展を目指して想像を力に変えるタマリック。
私たちは作り出す夢のような場所と 時間を私たちは実現する健やかに生きる喜びを私たちは開拓するグローバルに広がる未来へご一緒しますいい人生リゾートトラストグループです。
あなたにハマる仕事を人材派遣サービスあなたにハマる仕事を人材派遣サービス
住宅ローンが通らないと思っているそのあなた諦めないでまずは可能性を一緒に探しましょう詳しくはリスンで検索
Well, 40-36 at halftime. Here's how we got there. Miami Dolphins on top at the break. Isaiah Murphy coming out, knocking down the first three-pointer of the game. Tomiyaga struggling in his first half of basketball, turning it over. Aaron Henry going in for the easy one. Aaron Henry with 14 points to lead all scorers at the break. And that was a dynamic shot by Ichiba falling down, but this guy has just been really tough to handle for LEVANGA. Aaron Henry, 6 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 3 from deep. Okafor, thankfully for LEVANGA fans, has come out and lived up to the hype. He's got 12.7 rebounds. And he's 4 of 5 from the floor, so he's been very efficient. Again, Tomiyaga turning it over. Henry pulling up on the break, making one of his 2 threes. Hoshino driving in. As LEVANGA came back in that second quarter. Also Jones following up his miss. Kevin Jones. Saito just so reliable. 11 points, got a couple of assists, 2 rebounds. But then the full court press rather, not designed to give up an easy layup like that. Sean Dennis didn't have anybody back. And Okafor's last 2 free throws made it a 4-point game, so it feels like Nagoya should be up by even more, but it's 40-36. 2 less makes inside the arc. The difference for them is the 3 more makes from deep, although now they're just 4-15. A couple of threes went up late that probably shouldn't, or in that second quarter that kind of allowed LEVANGA to come back. 7 offensive rebounds for Nagoya, 6 offensive boards for Hokkaido. Just overall, you could say it's a pretty even game. 11 assists for 11 assists for Nagoya, 6 assists for LEVANGA, 5 steals for Nagoya, just 1 steal for Hokkaido. And again, the leading scorers, Henry and Okafor. Okafor also leading everybody in rebounds with 7, 4 for Allen Williams, and then a couple of assists each for Saito and Hoshino. 16 fast break points for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, just 9 for LEVANGA and our key players for the game. Well, you can see it's been Nomura's probably been a little bit more effective. So the IG Arena buzzing, fans getting used to this magnificent facility. And the new coach for LEVANGA, Leibel, hoping his team can pick right up where they left off in the second quarter. They trailed by double digits, but they were able to cut the deficit back to 4 points, and they've also got the basketball. And coming right out and missing everything, Tomiyaga. So it has been a nightmare start for the Japan national team star. It around, Richardson gets it back, and then the block by Dwight Ramos saw what was happening. And then quickly the other way, Jones, and it's a 2-point game. Henry. Kevin Jones trying to stick with him. Saito goes down, fouled by Shimatani. They pass it around. Saito looks good, a little bit long. And boy, that was a dangerous pass by Jones. Able to get it past Etherton. And now Shimatani. Here's Okafor. Okafor. Ooh. Richardson reaches in. Tominaga. Shot clock down to 5. Oh. Well, I was going to say, you hope for his sake that goes in, because it just doesn't look good that you're settling for turnaround jumpers. He needs the basketball to go in. He's got 4 points, but it has been a struggle for Kasei Tominaga. Much better from Tominaga that time. Well, Aaron Henry saying he got fouled. So Tominaga living dangerously. Traveling is the call. Keita Imamura comes into the game. Saito Etherton. Imamura from the wing. Oh. Good work inside by Richardson. And Kyle Richardson will go to the line. Didn't give up on the basketball. Two fouls on Kevin Jones. And the first is good from Richardson.
One more shot.
Also has 4 rebounds to go with his 4 points, or 5 points, now 6 points.
Nice shot. Well, let's be nice.
Imamura and the Diamond Dolphins trying to quicken the pace a little bit. The foul called. Leibel saying, hey, there's a foul at the other end you haven't called. Now you call this one. 3 fouls on Kevin Jones. Harar checks in. Well, maybe a little bit of ball don't lie on that one. Here's Etherton, takes his time and misses both. Well, that's unusual from Scott Etherton. Ramos, bounce pass, wide open, Shimatani. Dwight Ramos, good rotation, Saito, Ramos gets it up. And it felt like they kind of forced him into taking an uncomfortable shot. And Imamura loses it out of bounds. Tomiyaga, they've done a good job here getting Jalil Okafor a long way from the basket. He's got nowhere to go. He has to take a difficult shot. Great job, Harar. He's got to get it up. And I'm not sure if he was aware of how much time was on the shot clock. Kibayashi checks into the game for the first time, I believe. No, he did play just under 2 minutes in the first half. Henry crosses midcourt, and the whistle blows. 2 shots. Foul on Ramos. And you got to say, Sean Dennis and this Nagoya Diamond Dolphins team, they understood very clearly how this guy could help them this season. And he looks like a good investment.
Come on.
15 points, and you got to wonder with Fighting Eagles Nagoya, it must be painful for them seeing him come out and play as well as he had today. So he rattles in both and takes the lead back up to 6. Shimatani drifts in, back outside. Ooh, tough shot. Tomiyaga gets it blocked, but Harar gets the rebound. And then Harar puts up a difficult shot. It's blocked out of bounds. And I think for Tomiyaga, this could not be going any worse than it has so far. This has been a wake-up call for him. Aaron Henry getting the block. Ramos open, and exactly who you want shooting the basketball as the shot clock winds down. Good defense, Ramos. They need to keep the ball out of his hands. Harimoto missing it from deep. Yeah, I think they definitely want Aaron Henry to have as few touches as possible. Sekino brings it across midcourt, going up against Murphy. Oh, nice move. Oh, nice spin, Ramos. Oh, fortunate that the ball goes to Harar, who misses. And the ball goes back over to the Diamond Dolphins. Whistle blows, and another opportunity, this from Harimoto. Tomiyaga comes out, fouls his fellow Japanese national team man, Harimoto. He makes the first. Harimoto played in that 2022 FIBA Asia Cup. Where Tomiyaga kind of exploded, had a couple of big games. Push it deep, and the shot does not drop. Now quickly the other way. And Harimoto hustles down and gets the layup. That is a tough way to give up 2 points. Instead of trailing by 3, you fall behind by 7. Now you turn it over. And Levanga Hokkaido will be frustrated.
Number change, number 43, Scott Everton. Number 4, Hugh Ozawa.
Hoshino turning it over while being guarded by Kato. Hokkaido need to play to their strengths here. They need to get the basketball inside to Okafor. They need to run some plays where he can isolate his man. But if they commit to double teaming, he's going to have to get rid of it. And somebody else will have to knock down some shots. Ooh, look at this. Everton takes it deep. Nice, powerful move. And that also is this team's strength. If they can get it down low to their bigs, they're going to be difficult to stop. Basketball swoop down. Well, it's a big, talking about how popular Japan, the B.LEAGUE is and how well this competition is going. Of course, we had RESONA not just winning the title last year, but winning winning PCL Asia to get to the FIBA Intercontinental Cup, where they played a couple of weeks ago. Here's Arar in the lane. Nice catch, turn, and shoot to cut it back to a 7-point game. And look at that, careless, good play, and an unsportsmanlike foul called on Kato. And here is a huge opportunity now for LEVANGA Hokkaido. The unsportsmanlike foul. Kato makes a mistake. They're going to go review it, but Kato, I think, is going to be whistled for the unsportsmanlike. 25 years of age. You have to resist reaching out to grab a player. Can't fall. Watch this. He reaches up. Oh, no, he didn't, actually. I thought he grabbed him. But it's kind of like I'm not so sure that's going to remain. Chiba, watch, Chiba falls down, and then he gets up, and it doesn't look to me like Kato is doing anything to impede him. So it could be that they're gonna wave this off. Oh, they keep it. So they keep the unsportsmanlike. Interesting. Well, I think it's a tough call, but I mean, the referees took their time to look at it. They might be looking at something that I didn't see. I didn't see a grab, and it didn't seem like he lifted his legs. So these are the opportunities where you really have to take advantage. And take advantage that Chiba does by making the first. He's got 3 points. And the reason why this is big is because obviously they will keep possession. So he makes both free throws. Back to a 5-point game. And now if you can score again of 3, you can cut that deficit back to 2 points. You just get a regular bucket. Make it a 3-point game. Gerard wasn't even looking at his shot. Just an awful possession. I'm not sure what Leiber was looking for there, but the execution wasn't there. If you have to settle for a long jump shot going off one foot. See Aaron Henry looking from the sidelines. There's the miss, but the ball batted out. Great hustle to save it in bounds. Ozawa and Williams makes him pay, scoring down low. Well, Ozawa with one of the plays of the game, and it's hustle plays like that that win you basketball games. Shikano fouled by Ozawa. Remember, these two teams will play again tomorrow, but you get the hustle play, you save it in bounds, and Williams just goes right in and scores. Okafor hasn't got many touches of late. Here he is. give it up. Shot clock winding down. They're going to have to take another rush shot. And Chiba this time does a good job of driving, but his attempt doesn't hit the rim. Whistle blows before the shot. So Chiba whistle for the foul.
Number 34, Carl Richardson.
So Williams, whose size, his girth coming into play here in this second quarter. Gets to the line and makes the free throw. Played his college basketball back in the day at UCal Santa Barbara.
One more shot.
He's going to head out of the game. And the lead goes back to 9. And got not only Aaron Henry back into the game, so that complicates matters, but also Tomiyaga returns to the game for LEVANGA. Okafor. Jones. Oh, how about that? Nice shot over Etherton. That is a huge shot. He's got 9 points, and once again, it's a 6-point game. Oh, Sakino with the foul on Henry, swinging his right arm and catching his opponent. He's going to go to the line. Watch this. Watch his right arm. Oh. It's funny, they slowed it down, and it didn't look quite as bad. Henry makes the first. And he makes the second. He's done a good job at the line today. He shot 70.6% from the line last season. Henry 4-4 at the line today. Tomiyaga guarded closely by Henry. And Chiba doesn't get the shot up in time. Excellent defense by the Diamond Dolphins. Henry was tempted. Ooh. That's Henry's mistake right there. Anytime you make a move to cut to the basket, you have to go, because otherwise you're going to see your teammate throw it out of bounds. So that turnover will belong to Etherton, but really it should belong to Henry. Here's Tomiyaga. Just can't buy a bucket today. Backing up down low. Powerful move. Richardson doesn't follow, but there, Ozawa with the follow. He doesn't get to go either. And Sakino. There's Tomiyaga. Okay, this is wide open. He's got to take it, and he does, and he makes it. And for Levanga fans, that has to be a huge sigh of relief, because it starts to become a mental thing. Now Henry gets it up, and he misses. Well, a little bit of hope, a little bit of life for Tomiyaga, who stops the rock with that three-pointer. And it is a 5-point game. And look, you can see the fans from Levanga, just with that one make, how excited they get about the play of Kosei Tomiyaga. Well, there they are. They've come to support their team, Levanga.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! 惜しい。もう一回やりますよ、もう一回。ナイストライ、ありがとうございます。次回はキャリーオーバー1万円となります。皆さんの挑戦お待ちしております。以上、フリースローチャレンジサポーティブバイオリコロ専門店杉本でした。
Well, Kosei Tomiyaga has had a very difficult time, but shooters shoot. So this is what he has to do. And if he is able to get an open look like that, that is non-negotiable for him. He has to take it, and the chances are he's going to make it. And I think where the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins done a really good job on him at the start of the game was really making their presence, making him feel the defense, getting right up on him, really close. And what you get with Tomiyaga is a player who will definitely have difficult moments like what he had at the start of this game, but if he sees the basketball go in once, he has every chance of just entering the realm of unconsciousness. So let's see if he gets the basketball back and gets up a quick one. One of the challenges for him is he's a streaky shooter, but sometimes you can put up some bad shots and hurt your team. Oh boy, Henry drives in. Looked like he took some punishment a couple of times. Here he is, Tomiyaga. You know he's gonna get it up, and he does. Oh, it doesn't fall. He needed that three-point play. He will be frustrated. And that's also a good sign that Tomiyaga is not just settling for the jump shot, that he's gonna drive to the basket. He'll be disappointed he doesn't make this. His momentum was kind of carrying him to the left. So Kosei Tomiyaga for the first time at the free throw line. And makes the first. Tomiyaga's father obviously played basketball, played professional basketball, and was a very different type of player. He was a center. And he makes both. Save it in bounds, but it goes to Saito. And, oh, can you believe it? They had the stop, but they didn't get the basketball. And Williams with the rebound and putback. And Murphy gets it. And then, oh. Well, A little bit too much of a rush there by Ichiba. Tries to get it back to Jones. And trying to get an easy one, but I think you got to value the possession more. It's a 5-point game. This is really, I think, the crucial part of the game. Tomiyaga missing from mid-range. Talking about his father, Tomiyaga's father, Hiroyuki Tomiyaga. He was 2.11 meters in height. So, indeed, a very different player. Henry. What about Sakino? Now they switch. Jones, Saito, Williams gets it up in the paint, follows up the miss. Richardson there for the follow, and he's fouled. And the size factor evident. Look at this again. Williams putting it up, follows. And the reason why they call the foul on Okafor is because he lowered his arm. Well, this is the first. You know, Hiroyuki Tomiyaga did play as well for Japan. Played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 1998 in Athens. And both free throws missed by Richardson, so the opportunity is still there for LEVANGA. Now, what do you want? And I think what you want more than anything, feed the basketball to this guy, but you want him to catch it lower, and then when the double team comes, he finds the open man, whether it's Tomiyaga or Jones. Here's Jones, open on the outside. Oh! And Henry knocks it out of bounds. I mean, to me, say you get the ball to Tomiyaga, you know the defense is coming, so then Tomiyaga goes in and tries to score on the drive. So to get a new 14. Okay, Okafor again catches it at the high post. He's going to go in himself. Oh, takes the contact, follows up the miss. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay at this end. Okafor trying to get contact, trying to get to the line. Harar hands it off. Hoshino missing, not what they're looking for. He gets it back. Tomiyaga needs to put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. Hoshino has it. Sakino, shot clock winding down. Harar will jump hook, and they follow. It's Tomiyaga with the rebound. Tomiyaga gets it up. Not sure that's what they wanted either. Diamond Dolphins have it. Good defense that time from Nagoya with Jalil Okafor checking out of the game. Oh, and they've called a foul here. Saito helped up. Tominaga's going down, hoping he's going to hear a whistle, but he doesn't. So Hoshino called for the foul. Second team foul on LEVANGA. Now Ramos, kind of the forgotten man, comes back in, as does Etherton for Nagoya. And this might be a chance where with Dwight Ramos, you get some looks. He comes in, Tomiyaga goes out. Here's Henry. You got to stick with him. He takes it deep. Nope. Harimoto. And Etherton knocks it out of bounds.
北海道ボールです。
Okay, that was a very brief break for Okafor. Jones goes out, Okafor back in. Hoshino into Okafor. Cool. Dwight Ramos, shot clock winding down, he's got to get it up. He does. And great rebound, Okafor. Terrific play, Jalil Okafor. And the pressure on the drive and the foul is going to send Saito to the stripe. It has been a real struggle for Levanga, but they only trail by 3 points. And that's where he's at his best, getting it down low. But all credit, as you see Hoshino picks up the foul, all credit to the Royal Diamond Dolphins. So in fact, it's Imamura, I think, who's come back into the game. So all credit, Saito, attacking the basket. Good things happen. You attack, you attempt a shot, you get fouled. You can pass, you know, you're aggressive, you're putting the pressure, you're trying to make the referees make a call. And he gets back to the line. This guy just makes plays. He makes the plays that need to be made, but he doesn't only make just 1 of 2 free throws. 12 points for Saito. Ooh. Defense extended. Shimatani back in the game as well. Okafor. Oh, dangerous pass. Ramos, good defense. Look at that. I mean, we have seen some outstanding defense by Nagoya today. Now they have allowed just 54 points. And they defended to the very end. 3.1 seconds on the shot clock. Ramos has to get it up. And they turn it over again. Saito, bounce pass, Harimoto for 3. Okafor trying to battle for the basketball. Look at that, the Diamond Dolphins come up with it. Oh boy, Harimoto was open. Now he gets into the corner. The 3-point shot from Imamura off the back of the iron. And this time, Etherton not able to knock it away from Okafor. Oh, nice bounce foul. Oh, he got away. It wasn't on target. Sekino for 3. Oh, it goes right to Harar, who goes up and scores. So it was such a bad shot that it fell into the hands of Harar, and it's a 2-point game. What a break. Imamura into the paint. Out to Saito from the corner, and oh, shot clock violation. So he says he did not release it before the buzzer. And they don't have a challenge, so they can't challenge this call. Now they're going to talk, and it could be that they're going to. This is not reviewable. I think he got it off in time. They're not supposed to review this to make the call. not sure. Maybe they have allowed for this to be reviewed. They can review at a dead ball whether a foot was on the line for a 3 or a 2. I know in the final couple of minutes they can review whether or not the ball has gone out of bounds off one player or another. But I think the fact that the referees are talking about this suggests to me that they're thinking about giving the basketball back to the home team. Just 2 points separating these two teams. This is a huge decision because if LEVANGA get it, they could go down and tie it or take the lead. There's LEVANGA fans keeping their fingers crossed. What are they going to call? Sure looks to me like they're going to give the basketball back to Nagoya. Oh, no, they're not. So they're not going to give the ball back to Nagoya. They're going to keep it. The original call, it remains. I didn't think it was a reviewable call. And I think the only thing they can do is discuss it with each other and change it. You know, at the end of the day, you got to live with a call. But it's definitely a big call here as you look at this arena. The IG Arena, 17,000. So many players coming here from around the world to play in Japan B.LEAGUE, which will be B.LEAGUE Premier next season. Bigger arenas, and I don't think it's quite 17,000 today, but it has to be close. Games are on TV. You see the terrific the show before the game. At halftime, there was a Japanese rapper. And it's just kind of the main event. It's like basketball euphoria in Japan right now. Well, I definitely think this is a break for LEVANGA Hokkaido, that they've got possession here, because it looked to me like he got it off in time. So here we are, folks. We're in winning time, and a big decision to give the basketball to LEVANGA Hokkaido. Now, they have struggled at this end to get shots off. Here's Okafor. This is where he's really good. So he finds the open man. Oh, Tomiyaga doesn't take it. He drives in, and good play, Tomiyaga, to get it back. He gets the shot up just in time and misses he hit the backboard, but he did not hit the rim. So this should be Nagoya basketball. Watch this. Great play by Imamura. He's got his hands up on defense. Oh, the ball did hit the rim, but it hit it Well, that's a curious one, that one. I'm not exactly sure why that call was made. They get it down low to Williams. He stays with it and scores with a putback. Not the first time today that's happened. Back to a 4-point lead. Okafor keeps it, drives all the way in, and Harar misses with his attempt to get the putback. Not able to rebound it. Etherton's pass intercepted. Huge play here for Tomiyaga. You don't want to foul, commit the unsportsmanlike. And Imamura able to commit the foul to stop the break. And that's for the first time today where we've kind of seen Tomiyaga be Tomiyaga. He gets the interception, and he sees the opportunity, and good foul by Imamura. Third foul on Imamura, he'll stay in the game. This is usually when Imamura plays his best basketball when the game is on the line. 3:26 remaining, 4 minutes to go. Again, if you're LEVANGA, surely you want to get touches down low for Okafor. Here he is. He's going to put it up from the stripe. And I think it's much better if he can somehow get it down low and then pass it back out. 3-point shot. Another offensive rebound for Williams. And Williams has just been a real problem on the offensive glass. He now has 6 offensive rebounds, 9 rebounds in total. And he just made a couple of free throws. Secondo with the foul. Dwight Ramos comes back into the game. Leibel wants a timeout.
Timeout from Hokkaido.
So Hokkaido want to talk things over here. Feels like at the offensive end, they're just not able to get anything going. And much of that is to do with Sean Dennis's team's defense. They've been really good. See 18 points for Aaron Henry, leading the way for all scores in this game. 14 points for Okafor. He had 12 at halftime, so they've kept him under wraps in this second half. Much like they've also kept Aaron Henry under wraps. Most of his damage was done in the first half. Williams has been really good at the line. Only makes 1 of 2. So it could have been worse, but now with less than 3 minutes remaining. Nagoya Diamond Dolphins getting so close to victory in this first game of the B-League season for both teams here at the IG Arena. And again, these two teams will play again tomorrow. Boy, the bounce pass read by Williams. And you could really make the case that Williams has been the most important player for this team. here at the end of this game. Oh my goodness. What a drive and what a finish from Imamura. And again, he might not score a bunch of points in a game, but what he will do is make plays in those difficult moments of games. And that's what we're seeing. And as Ramos with the fouls, the lead goes to 7. Sure enough, a 3-point play for Imamura takes it up to an 8-point lead. Okafor turns, follows up the miss, goes back up. Oh, misses one right at the rim. Tomiyaga from a long way out. And the follow, and Ramos goes up, tries to get a quick bucket, does not. A nice pass back to Etherton, who avoids the charge, and very wisely, Kato elects to bring it back out and to take more time off the clock. And then Imamura, strangely, loses it out of bounds. Well, I say strangely just because I'm just talking about how good he is in crunch time. Oh, nice cut in from the bait, Tomiyaga. Tomiyaga, instead of just doing a normal reverse layup, tried to go back and score from the other side. And I don't know if it's because he didn't feel comfortable shooting with his left hand. That was a weird play. I think the reality is LEVANGA just haven't been good enough offensively. Imamura from a long way out. Murphy with the offensive rebound. And more time goes off the clock. Ooh, look at this. And a foul called on Etherton, diving for the ball.
Number change, number 2, Takumi Saito.
Saito back in, looking to close the deal for Nagoya Diamond Dolphins. I think there will be better days for Tomiyaga and for LEVANGA. Okay, well, a sliver of a chance here, but they've got to get at least a 2. Ideally, they'd get a 3 from Tomiyaga or Jones, or even this man, Shimatani, who gets it up, and that was short. He's had a quiet day offensively as well. Just 4 points. That's his first attempt from deep. And with 48 seconds left, you just feel like Nagoya Diamond Dolphins just already with one hand on the victory. Saito just so consistent. You know pretty much what you're going to get. He doesn't miss his second free throw of the day. I still think with 11 points and 9 rebounds, you might have to say Williams has been their MVP today. So the lead goes back to 9.
Number change number 43, Scott Everton.
I think both teams can play better than what we've seen today, although I have to say that Nagoya's defense has been excellent. And as long as you play good defense, you're always going to have a chance to win games. Tomiyaga missing another one from deep. Well, just 1 of 11 from three-point range today, Kasei Tomiyaga. They'll have to figure out how they're going to use Ramos and Tomiyaga, but they are 3 of 22 overall from deep today. That's not going to win you many games. This team is built to win games with his three-point shooting. But that means feeding it inside to Okafor and he's coming out. And talking about three-point shooting, Saito, he's got 16. Ramos missing. So they end up, I believe, with their biggest lead of the day. 12 points. (68-56), Nagoya Diamond Dolphins win it over LEVANGA Hokkaido. And again, these two teams will square off tomorrow. You see the quarter-by-quarter scoring, just 6 points in that fourth quarter by Hokkaido. Well, you got a lot of panache, a lot of offensive flair in this LEVANGA Hokkaido team, but we didn't see it today. Whether it was Tomiyaga, whether it's a little Okafor, he had his moments where he was good. But you've also got Morizani, who didn't play that much, and he's the guy that can potentially help you offensively anyway. And you're never going to be at your best every single game. And I think that was definitely the case offensively today for LEVANGA. Also Dwight Ramos. All these guys can play better. So still looking for some fluidity on offense, but you know, much of that is because of the defense that Nagoya Diamond Dolphins played. And if there's any, I think, reason to be encouraged about the start for the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, it's how well that team played on defense today. They were shut down defenders. How many shot clock violations did we see by the team in white? So, and the Nagoya Diamond Dolphins also can play better on offense. But if you're going to have one or the other working, you want it to be defense. Defense will keep you in games and give you a chance to win. And then you got guys like Henry, Saito, Imamura, Richardson, and as also we saw today, Alan Williams can come out and help you win some basketball games. Even Harimoto. So, very good start. And we'll see if they can confirm this tomorrow as well when they when the two teams play again. And I think if you're LEVANGA, you just go back, and I think defensively it was a little bit hard for this team. Just felt the size factor a little bit greater. That's I think a pretty considerable advantage. No more Thomas Welsh for Levanga, and they
放
struggled
送席、
down
放送
low.
席、そして会場にお越しの皆さん、勝利チームインタビューです。名古屋ダイヤモンドドルフィンズヘッドコーチのショーン・デニスヘッドコーチです。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
By the way, 26 points
皆
off
さんこんに
turnovers
ちは。
scored. Another further evidence that this Nagoya team did so well. 26
IGA での
points
開幕戦
off
勝利で
turnovers,
収めました。
4
チー
for
ムは何が良
Levanga.
かったですか？
First of all, to the fans, how good is this? 15,000 people. Who would have thought that Nagoya would have a basketball game with the Dolphins playing and 15,000 people? Congratulations, Nagoya. That's amazing.
まずはファンの皆様へ、名古屋でこのチーム1万5000人入るとは思いませんでした。皆様おめでとうございます。
チームは後半特にディフェンス面、そしてオフェンスリバウンドも取ってですね、気持ちを見せるようなプレーも多かったと思いますが、どう見てましたか？
You know, it was became a very grinding game and certainly not what we're used to. But the second half defense to hold them to 20 points and hold them scoreless in the last 5 minutes was just an incredible defensive effort by our team.
本当にゴリゴリとした内が慣れてないような試合でしたが、最後、後半20点に抑えて最後の5分を0点に抑えたっていうのは素晴らしかったと思います。
明日もここで同じ相手と戦います。明日に向けてはどうでしょうか？
You know, the big thing is I feel we've got to do a better job of moving the ball, particularly when we get a bit stagnant. And the other thing is we gave up too many offensive rebounds today, so giving up 20 is not good enough when you play defense like that. We need to reward ourselves for our defense and make sure it turns into fast break basketball.
ディフェンス面でもうちょっと上げなきゃいけないと思います。リバウンドは取られすぎたっていうところもありましたし、そこを改善していかなきゃいけないと思います。明日のため。
おめでとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ショーン・デニスヘッドコーチでした。
Well, that was Sean Dennis, who has been the coach here since 2021. Before that, he was with Shiga Lake Stars, and before that, he was working at Otsunomiya Brex as an assistant, 2016-2017 season. And obviously, being an Australian, the rest of his career down under.
そして今村啓太キャプテンです。開幕戦勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
まずはこの IG アリーナの雰囲気どうでしたか？
いやー本当ありがとうございます。最高でした。
キャプテンとして試合中チームをどう引っ張っていきましたか？
そうですね、僕が、声をかける場面もあるっちゃあるんですけど、それよりもやっぱり個々がやっぱりすごく今シーズンのチームはみんながキャプテンシー持ってやってくれているので、本当に今日に限ってはコート上で自分たちの何がいいところなのか悪いところなのかを、しっかりコミュニケーション取ってたので、我慢強い戦いになったかなというふうに思うんですけど、まだまだもう少し自分たちのこのハイテンポのペースでの課題があると思っているので、そこは明日改善して、臨みたいなと思います。
試合終盤は勝利を大きく手繰り寄せるご自身のプレーもありましたね。
そうですね、その後ちょっとターンオーバーしちゃったんで反省しか残ってないんで、明日しっかりと改善してもっともっといいパフォーマンスを皆さんに見せられるように、頑張りたいなと思います。
明日への意気込みもお願いします。
はい、まずは本日本当にたくさんの、お客さんに集まっていただき本当にありがとうございました。僕たち、名古屋ダイヤモンドドルフィンズはこの IG アリーナをホームにして今シーズン、しっかりと皆さんを楽しませるバスケットボールができるように頑張っていきたいなというふうに思いますので、明日もぜひ会場に足を運んでいただいて、僕たちの応援してください。よろしくお願いします。
今村選手でした。放送席どうぞ。そして司令塔の斉藤選手です。開幕戦勝利おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
まずはこの IG アリーナのプレーどうでしたか？
そうですね、ちょっとチームの公式の SNS とか見てる方は多分分かると思うんですけど、僕たちも、2日前から初めて練習したので、ちょっとリングの感覚だったりコートの感覚っていうのに、慣れるのにちょっと時間はかかるのかなというふうに思ったんですけど、ホーム感というのは正直自分たちの中ではいい意味で新鮮だったので分かんなかったんですけど、今日会場入りしたら1万5000人のファンの皆さんが来てくれたおかげで、昨シーズン同様の熱い応援してくれたおかげで最後勝ったのかなというふうに思います。
やはりファンの声援は背中を押してくれましたか？
やっぱり昨シーズンドルフィンズアリーナでやっていた3倍の規模のアリーナになっているので、やっぱ圧はすごいなというふうに感じたのが率直な意見です。はい、
斉藤選手を中心に新加入選手ともいいコンビネーションを見せたと思いますが、そのあたりどうでしたか？
そうですね、やっぱり僕たちのアップテンポなバスケットで今日は68点しか取れていないっていうのが現実で、自分たちのまだまだ伸びしろだなっていう部分があるので、そこはその新加入選手だけじゃないんですけど、チームとしてもっとどうしていかなきゃいけないというところはまだ1試合目なので、残りの59試合を通して成長していけたらなというふうに思います。
明日も頑張ってください。
ありがとうございます。
斉藤選手でした。
それでは本日の MVP 選手を発表します。本日の MVP はナンバー30今村圭太選手です。本日の MVP 今村選手には MVP 賞として本日のゲームタイトルパートナー三菱電機株式会社様から三菱ジャー炊飯器本炭釜とお米券1万円が贈られます。それではプレゼンターの三菱電機株式会社名古屋製作所所長柴田隆様、よろしくお願いいたします。
So I think Imamura, the player of the game. Well, it's not just about scoring points, it's about leadership, it's about all those other things. And I think also maybe he feels a little bit embarrassed because he knows also that Aaron Henry and Williams and Saito all had big games. But again, also those intangibles that a player brings to the court, and when the game is on the line late in the game, this is the guy that makes big plays.
続いてオンファイア賞サポーティッドバイ青木スーパーを発表します。本日6万8799ファイヤーを獲得し1位となったのはナンバー4小田飛勇選手。
We're going back to what Imamura said. He said it's an awesome arena and the fans, and we so we can say easy to play, but still have improvements we can fix and win tomorrow. Now we play at the IG Arena, so please continue for all the support. And Saito said thanks for coming. How is this a new arena fans? He asked. Today we struggled, so when you practice, we couldn't do our basketball, we couldn't play the way we wanted to.
それではここで今シーズンより名古屋ダイヤモンドドルフィンズ代表取締役社長に就任されました東野より皆様へご挨拶申し上げます。
ドルファミの皆様、今日は足元の悪い中お越しくださりありがとうございました。北海道の遠くからも来てくださった方々ありがとうございました。皆さん拍手でありがとうございます。ドルファミの皆さん、勝ちました。東野も40数年バスケットやってまいりました。勝つのは大変です。 今日こんな素晴らしい IG アリーナで本当に多くの皆さんが来ていただき、勝たなきゃいけないという使命を持って本当に戦ったらがんじがらめになってしまいました。今日今村選手と斉藤選手隣にいたんです。聞いてみたら、すいませんしょっぱい試合してって、本当に素直だなと思いました。でも皆さん、ここからです。日本一のこのアリーナでドルフィンズが何をやりたいか、日本一です。皆さんの強烈なサポートが今日私は勝たせていただいたと思います。明日は選手の活躍で勝ちます。ぜひお越しください。そして30ゲームこの IG アリーナでやります。ぜひ楽しんでください。そしてドルフィンズが素晴らしい泳ぎをします。ぜひよろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。引き続きよろしくお願いします。藤本君ありがとう。今日藤本君 あそこにいるんですけど、今日国歌斉唱俳優、私の友人うまく歌ってもらいました。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。お気をつけてお帰りください。失礼します。
東野社長ありがとうございました。
Well, that was the
それ
president
ではこれ
of
よ
the
りドルフィン
Nagoya
ズの
Diamond
選手
Dolphins.
ダイヤモンドルージュ DD がアリーナを一周します。選手のコンディショニング調整の観点からハイタッチを行いません。あらかじめご了承ください。それでは皆さんお願いいたします。
Tomoyo Higashino, the president and general manager. Of course, Boland, Andy Boland, the assistant general manager and translator, who was translating the comments from Coach Sean Dennis. So we look back at some of the highlights, and certainly the remarks highlighted by Coach Dennis I thought were spot on. You know, it was, and also the questions. It was mainly about the defense today. It was a game that kind of ground down. And, well, if you have to turn to your defense to win games, that's what you do. And that's the great teams play great defense more than offense. But, yeah, Coach, or rather the president, as I said, Tomoya Higashino said, thank you for coming for this historic day. Obviously the first game at the IG Arena. And thank you for coming, Hokkaido fans. We now have the #1 arena in Japan. We're just focusing on the championship. Please keep cheering and expecting big things from our Dolphins. So they clearly have their sights set on coming out and having a big season. They'll have to play better, but they've got some nice pieces. And the important thing to remember is you got to make the playoffs. So it doesn't, you know, you don't necessarily have to win the regular season. You don't win the title by having the best record in the regular season. You've got to make the playoffs, and you need enough wins to get to the postseason, and then anything can happen. And I don't know that, obviously, your expectations are not to come out and win every single game, but you want to keep getting better. And also bear in mind that sometimes it's those teams that have to go through adversity, find those struggles, and overcome them, and then toughen themselves up. Those are the teams that have a chance to lift titles. But what was impressive today was clearly the momentum shifted in this game, and LEVANGA had things going their way, and it was the defense that really got Nagoya to the finish line today. They won comfortably in the end by 12 points, but even so, it was in those crunch moments, those key moments of the game, where the defense just took over. that man right there is going to be, he's already paid dividends. Williams coming back to the team. So, again, as we look at these highlights, this is one of the rare makes for Tomiyaga. You look back and key stats, points off turnovers. 26 points scored off turnovers for the home team, just 4 for LEVANGA. And this was a stroke of good fortune. The air ball picked up by Harar, and he goes up for the putback. And again, Imamura, when the game is there to be won at the end, he could be sitting on 0-point score for the game, but come out and make big shots. And it felt like that sequence right there, this team was in a little bit too much of a hurry to try to score. And they need to make sure they take their time and get the bucket. So it was not to be for Tomiyaga today against the Diamond Dolphins. But the great thing about the B-League is you can always come back the next day and get a split. And that's what LEVANGA Hokkaido will try to do. But more so than that, today belonged to Nagoya Diamond Dolphins, opening up this IG arena. As Coach Dennis said, who would have thought 15,000 fans here watching in Japan? And it's just a great day. So again, we look at some of these numbers, and you can appreciate how tight it was at times. So points off turnovers, 26-4, points in the paint, 32-30. Second chance points, 12-11 for the winners. 18 fast break points to 14 fast break points for LEVANGA. 19 points from the bench for the winners, 13 for LEVANGA, and 11 steals. For the visitors. Excuse me, 7 steals for the winners. And again, scoring leaders, Aaron Henry with 18 points. 14 for Okafor, 12 of those scored in the first half. Henry had 15 of his points in the first half. Williams, and nice double-double in the end for Okafor, 13 points. In fairness to him, there weren't that many opportunities to score in that second half. They pretty much devoted a lot of their attention to stopping him. And Saito had a couple of assists, 3 assists for Okafor. So Okafor leading the way right across the board for LEVANGA Hokkaido. Saito with 16 points as well. Williams with 11, so he finished just shy of a double-double. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Kevin Jones had 9 points. Excuse me, 9 points to go with his 3 rebounds. And Tomiyaga had 9 points as well, but it was a tough shooting day for the Japan national team star. 3 of 18 from the floor, 1 of 11 from deep.
ただいま名城公園駅が大変混雑しております。お事故などないようスタッフの誘導に従っていただき、安全にご移動をお願いいたします。ただいま最寄りの名城公園駅が大変混雑しております。
And the key players again for the day. And with Imamura being named MVP, I think you kind of know who won that battle, but Tomiyaga every chance to come back tomorrow and redeem himself as these two teams square off against each other once more. So you look at the action coming up tomorrow, and again, Nagoya taking on Levanga. That'll start at 2:05 local time. And some other big games coming up as well. So Santa New Phoenix winning today over Saka. Saga Ballooners beating Shiga. Lake Stars. Shimane Susano Magic winning 86-74 at Koshigaya Alphas. Chiba will go for the sweep tomorrow. Altri Chiba, 92-90 they won over Nagasaki Velka, so I think that was probably a huge, maybe a little bit of a surprise. Guma Crane Thunder winning one on the road, so they'll go for the sweep over Seahorses Makawa. And Kyoto winning at home over Toyama. Chiba Jets also going for a sweep. They won at Crosstown team FE Nagoya here in Nagoya. So you've been watching the B-League. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next time. One final time, 68-56, Nagoya Diamond Dolphins winning it over Levanga Hokkaido.
Thank you.